So my name is Emma. I'm 48 years old and a mum to Jordan, who's 27, and a grandmum to 3 grandbabies. I went back to indoor netball when my son was about 2 months old and noticed then that, I didn't notice, I just wet myself the whole way through the game pretty much and came off just an absolute mess. Obviously went to the toilet and then just went home. Was just really embarrassed, really embarrassed. I didn't talk to anybody about it, didn't even talk to my mum. And then most probably after that I went to netball, but I decided to wear a pad just in case. And the just in case turned into every time I coughed, every time I sneezed, every time I jumped, every time I played netball. So there was a lot of self-blame, and which I think just hugely impacted on my self-esteem, my self-confidence. I just wasn't getting it right. I was a new mum, and yeah, it was a horrible time. Nobody talked about it. I certainly don't remember people talking about their bladder and how it was impacting on their life. I look back over that time and I just think, far out. That was pretty wicked. Just and life is like that too. It's not just one issue. Life sort of takes over and lots of things happen, and so the bladder issue became not as important as other things that I had to deal with, even though, if I'm completely honest, it would have most probably been the biggest issue for me. My sports life suffered. I stopped playing netball because I just, wetting yourself is something that you sort of think of as a child, with a child who has who doesn't have full control of their bladder, and I was an adult, for goodness sake, and all of a sudden, and that was it too. Up until that point I'd never had issues. I was very sporty, I was training 5 times a week, I was a rep player with netball, I switched to rugby, and after the age of most probably 22, it all changed. It's a journey that you can feel so alone in. They say that women like to talk and we like to have these conversations with our girlfriends, and we do, but sometimes those issues, especially those personal issues, are a wee bit too hard to talk about, so you can feel very isolated. And yet when you're sitting in a room full of women who have exactly the same issue that you do, and some of them are actually worse off than you, who have suffered far more than you have, it sort of puts things into perspective, But don't wait 20-something years. Don't miss out on life or miss out on the things that you enjoy in life because there is this issue. Don't be embarrassed. Don't let the shame of the issue get the better of you, and don't let it play with your head, because it's not worth it. We only get one chance at life, one shot at life, and by jingers, you've got to make the most of it. So if it's an issue in regards to the bladder, get it sorted sooner rather than later. I don't know, I talk about it all the time now. I talk about it, I joke about it. With my nieces and nephews, I tell them, don't make me laugh because I will pee myself. I would never have dreamed of doing that 15 years ago, 10 years ago. But my family know my issues because I'm talking about it, and I'm talking about it because it's affecting me. I won't stop talking about it, because when you're talking about it, there is somebody who's going to need to hear the message. There's somebody who's going to want to hear it, and if I can affect one person, if I can touch one person who will then pick up the phone and ring for that support, then that's a good thing.